My dear fourth grade children, how are you? Are you fine? I hope that you are doing very well. In the previous class, we have learned early human history important developments. So, early humans means that is thousands of years ago, the earth was first appeared by early humans. In those times, the earth was mostly covered with forest. Early period, the earth was mostly covered with fully forest. The early humans moved from one place to another in search of food and shelter. They ate raw fruits, wild berries, plant roots, and raw flesh of small animals, which they used to kill using stones. So they kill the animals, they tear the flesh of animals, they using stones. Okay, then their food habit is hunting for food, hunting for animals. So the early humans realized, that is, the early humans thought that stones have sharp edges. They realized that stones with sharp edges were required not only to get raw flesh but also to dig out roots of plants, because their food is flesh of the animals or some roots of the plants and some fruits also. So they realized that they thought the stones with the sharp edges were required not only to cut raw flesh but also to dig out roots of plants. Can you understand, ma? So the sharp edges were required not only the cut the raw flesh, it also used to dig out roots of plants also, because their food item is flesh and roots of plants. Gradually, they started making tools. Do you understand? By the step, by the development, they started making tools. They tied a sharp pointed stone to a long wooden stick. Then later, what they did? They started sharp pointed stone to a long wooden stick. They could kill an animal without going near it. Okay? So they tied a sharp pointed stone to a long wooden stick. Then they realized they could kill an animal without going near it. Later they made a spear, hammers, and axes. That tools now we used hammers. Do you know hammers? And axes for cutting the woods. Woodcutter uses the axes. Okay. Later early humans also made tools from hollow bones of animals. Very early humans, thousand years ago, the first appeared man used tools from the bones of the animals, dead animals. Okay, ma? Okay, clear it. Then what their shelter? Early humans were nomads. They, that means they moving from one place to another in search of food. They did not settle at one place. They have no permanent house because they need food. So they moved from one place to another place in search of food. So early humans used to live in natural caves. Caves, do you know? is the dark place, small holes in one side. It lies mostly in the kilns or underground. Okay, ma'am. So this is the first early human's life. Mainly their food item is hunting and gatherers. The early humans found out that whenever they threw the seeds of the fruits, they ate. They ate any fruits and they throw the seeds. Then that place the plants grow from them. So simply they ate fruits and threw the seeds of the fruits. What happened? So during rain and sunlight, the seeds on the ground, it grow into new plants. So then they begin to collect seeds and spread them on empty stretches of the land. They grow plants. So at that time only that early humans had thus discovered farming. So this knowledge how happened? This farming knowledge. This is the very important in the human history. Simply they ate food and throw the seeds on the ground. So during rainy season and sunlight, these seeds grow into new plants and give more fruits. Then they realized that so this from the seeds the plants grow and it gives the food. So the farming, the knowledge of farming started. The start of farming is very important development in human history. Is farming started long after human beings first appeared on earth. So suddenly the knowledge of farming not happened. This farming knowledge happened very long years after. The human beings first appeared men don't know the knowledge of farming. So it is later, so many years later, after they understood the knowledge of farming. That is a start of farming. It is very important development in human history. Okay. Then later, that people need not after this knowledge of farming, after the people did not need to wander about. Wander means WANDER. Wander means move from one place to another in search of food. They could live near the place where they grow their food and a settled life. Okay. First of all, they don't know the knowledge of farming. So thousand years after, the people realized that from the seeds the plants grow well and give the food. After the knowledge they got, they didn't move from one place to another in search of food. They settled near the places, near the food. They grow their food and have a settled life. Okay. As people's lives become more settled, small villages grow. Many of these villages grow into towns and cities later. This is the start of farming is a very important development in the human history. Okay, ma? This is in the previous class lessons. Then they understood that grinding stones. So early humans also have the knowledge of grinding stones to to grind grains. That is the big pieces of big grains are powdered by using grinding stones. Do you understand? Now we used a mixie grinder for grinding the grains, grinding the cereals or our rice. Anything we grind means we use the mixie or grinder. So early humans also used that these bowls, grinding stones to grind things. Later, people realized that clay was soft and easy to work. So, do you understand, ma? So, these early humans, the knowledge of start of forming, that is the very important development in human history. Then they used the grinding stones, tools. Then that people were needed to grow food for everyone in the village. Then they used that pot, prepare a pot used by clay soil, and metals are also discovered. That is, the first forming tools were also of stone. Then they had wooden handles. First their tools was stone, second wooden handles. Sometimes after the start of forming, people discovered how to use metals. The knowledge of use of metals. The development. This is the development of the early humans' history. First of all, first that people don't know that farming started long after human beings first appeared. Human beings first appeared at that time they don't know anything. Then later developed only the knowledge of farming and grinding stones for grind the things. After the metals, first the tools are used by the stones, then later wooden tools, and metals also first used copper. Then next they found that bronze. It was very hard than copper. Then they used the wheels. So today our study portion is the wheel. Earliest human beings did not have vehicles to carry large and heavy things. They had to drag from place to place. This was very hard work. So, earliest humans, at that time no vehicles to carry large and heavy things. So, they drag from place to place, very hard work. Then they realized that things that roll move faster than things they are dragged. So they found that wheels. They started moving heavy objects with the help of rollers made of wood. Later people realized wheels would be even better for moving things. So the knowledge development. Okay ma? The start of forming, then grinding stones, then wooden tools, metals, they discovered metals, and they realized the knowledge of wheel. That is, they got them heavy vehicles like cars to move people and goods. So first people realized the wheels would be even better for moving things. Okay, then later they got have heavy vehicles like cars, not cars to move people and goods. Okay ma? So we know about this is very important invention because archaeologists have found some early humans artifacts. Artifacts means an object that is made by a person. So this is very important development in the human history. So the knowledge of stud form, then grinding stones, metals discovered, and wheel. Okay, ma? Wheels were invented later. First, what happened? They using logs of wood or rollers. That is also difficult for move from one place to other place. Okay, ma? So now we see that trade. Trade means, what is the meaning of trade? Spell Trade. Trade means buying and selling or exchanging goods. In the earliest villages, people got whatever they needed from within their own village. Okay, whatever they needed within their own village, what they have, they only used. A farmer would give his extra grain to a potter. Potter means who made pot from clay. Do you know? Potter means who made pot, bowl or pot made from clay. So, who have extra grain, more grains, more food items, he give to potter, and potter give some of the pots to that person. So, exchange only. If he had grains and he getted the pot from the potter. At that time, no money, no coins. So, whatever they need, they exchange. Both exchange. So, more grains have means he need to buy pot. So, he give to the more grains to the potter. Potter means who made pot. The person who made pot. That person is called potter. So, who have more grains, he sells potter and he get it one pot. That is a exchange. This system of exchange is called barter. B-A-R-T-R. Barter. Do you know more? Barter means exchange of, the system of exchange. They because early period no coins. So whatever need, so they exchange their things. Okay, but this is also more problems because so this pot made from clay, it is easily break while being carried, or people may be offered goods, other things they need, they did not get it correct way. So they realized that this problem was solved through the use of money. So later the knowledge of use of money. About 4000 years ago, the idea of buying goods with large silver pieces first developed. Okay, ma? Then the knowledge of using coins 4000 years ago. Okay, the idea of buying goods. Goods means our things. Okay, goods things. So buying things with use of silver pieces of coins. That was the first developed. These were easy to carry and could be used to buy whatever was needed. Isn't it? So the coins, use of coins, that is very easy to carry. Whatever we need, we buy easily with the help of coins. So 4000 years ago, the people realized by the use of coins. Many centuries later, the idea of using metal coins developed. First they used silver, then after metal coins. Through trade, people were able to get things that they needed. First of all, the exchange system. That was so problems. They did not get their food items correctly, and it was very difficult. So then later, 4000 years ago, the idea of buying goods with the large silver pieces first developed. Though these trade people were able to get things that they needed. For example, bronze workers needed both copper and tin. Trade means what more? That is buying and selling or exchanging goods. That is a trade. Bronze workers needed both copper and tin. Many places had copper, but tin was found in only few places. Okay, so this early human history. From this lesson, we see that the knowledge about starter forming and grinding stones and metals and discovered, and how they realized to move things, goods from one place to another place by use of wheel, and trade also. First, that is exchange system of things. Then later, they realized the metal coins. Then early civilization. As people let settle lives, new ideas developed. Okay, very often civilization grew in such an area. What is civilization? Civilization means that a place has developed in areas like art, trading, writing, etc. Okay, so the development, civilization means the place has developed in area like art. Do you know art? And trade, writing, etc. The earliest civilization developed near rivers. Mostly the earliest developed civilization developed near riverside, because the rivers provide water for crops to grow. Near the rivers, the plenty of water, so the plants grow well and get more food items. The soil near the rivers was very good for plants grow well. Since roads were poor, did not exist, rivers could be used to travel from place to place for trade and other reasons. Earliest people mostly used, they moved from one place to another by the use of, in the way of waterways only. So, civilization, early civilization developed. Okay, ma? That is mostly that people settled near the rivers. That is early river-based civilization. Civilization developed near the riverside because rivers provide water for crops to grow. The soil near rivers were very good for crops, so crops grow well. Roads were very poor, so did not exist. Rivers could be used to travel from place to place for trade and other reasons. Okay, ma. So from this lesson we have learned farming was a major development in human history that changed human life. Some important developments that happened after the start of farming were the discovery of metals, the invention of wheel, and the start of trade. They led to the development of civilization. Okay, ma. Okay, bye. Next class we will see. Okay, thank you, ma.